September 29th.
You're watching Local News 8 at 5. Local people, local news.
We're starting your 5 o'clock hour with some breaking news. A fire near Swan Valley now out, but not before destroying a shed. This fire started just after 4 near the intersection of Highway 26 and Highway 31. That's just on the edge of Swan Valley. We're told that a small shed was damaged by the fire. About an acre of ground was burned as well. The fire is said to be human-caused. The burn barrel getting out of hand. Good evening. The hot, dry conditions we're dealing with and an increasing number of people in the area for that total solar eclipse we've been telling you about has the Bureau of Land Management worried about the possibility of more wildfires. Manana Buttes are the areas of highest concern to the BLM. It is already a popular spot, and the BLM is predicting the Buttes will be flooded with guests camping out to see the eclipse. Several fires already broke out near the Buttes earlier this summer. All of them were human-caused, so the amount of people coming in the area is concerning.
Right behind me is a fire that was started by fireworks earlier this year, and it went many acres.
Officials are weary that some may try to celebrate the eclipse by using fireworks and lanterns, and a stage 1 fire restriction is in place, banning those items and campfires in unauthorized zones. And fireworks are illegal to possess on BLM property any time of the year. All right, let's turn things over now to Aaron O'Shaughnessy because it is not looking good for the fire danger out there. In fact, we have a red flag warning, right, Aaron?
That's right. So this is just going to make things worse. So we're seeing very dry conditions. It's going to get really gusty tonight. Some places are going to see winds up to 24 miles per hour, and we're seeing low humidity. So all of those factors together can make it very easy. If a fire was to start, it's going to spread rapidly. Some of the places that are going to be impacted by this red flag warning is the Salmon Chalif National Forest and the Lost River Range. Let's go ahead and take a look at a visual representation of the area that is impacted by that red flag warning that is going to go until 9 p.m. tonight. So please use extra caution because it just takes one spark to get a fire going, and those high fire weather conditions are going to make it very easy for that fire to spread. I'll send it back to you, Chris.
All right, thank you, Aaron. In your regional headlines tonight, Montana officials believe lightning caused a wildfire growing in the state. Officials believe that the Blue Bay fire is about half a mile away from the nearest home, but at this time, no homes are immediately threatened. Officials say this fire has grown to over 200 acres.
Nothing has given us cause to be fearful to this point. Our impression is there are some very high-quality people working to combat these fires.
The fire is expected to continue growing due to yesterday's weather conditions. Around the nation this evening, according to Nevada firefighters, they're making good progress on trying to contain a wildfire burning southeast of Reno. Crews have shut down a road to get to the fire. Only emergency vehicles are getting through. Smoke was seen rising as the flames burned the hillside. You see it there. Officials have brought in aerial support as firefighters try to establish containment. Officials say the fire has burned 150 acres with containment at just 35%. The fire wasn't immediately threatening any buildings, but officials were concerned about how quickly the fire might be able to spread. And people living near the community of Sisters, Oregon are evacuated this weekend. The order comes as a wildfire sparked by lightning just over a week ago continues to burn freely. The Millie fire is nearly 7,000 acres. Large winds pushed flames across the containment line Friday. The blaze is 0% contained.
Oh, they told me that we were to evacuate now and take with us what we needed, make sure we got all of our animals, and we did.
At least 600 people are under orders to leave. Another 1,000 are under an advisory to get ready to possibly have to leave. Well, it has been a week since the violence in Charlottesville. Residents of Portland, Oregon took to the streets. This was the scene last night. At least 1,000 people took part in the Eclipse Hate March. Organizers said it was a way to show solidarity with Charlottesville and deliver a message that hate won't be tolerated in Portland. At one point, protesters stopped and sat down on the city's Hawthorne Bridge for a moment of silence. The event also included speakers and music. The march was peaceful with no major issues. And peace, not chaos, is taking the stage in Boston tonight. Thousands of counter-protesters showed up in the city vowing to stand up to hate. ABC's Stephanie Ramos tells us the rally they were protesting turned out to be a bust.
A sea of people and police in Boston. A line of protesters there to march against hate and racism stretching 2 miles long. The crowds descending on Boston Common 1 week after the violence in Charlottesville. That's where one woman died and dozens more injured after a car plowed into a crowd of demonstrators, allegedly driven by a white nationalist.
After last Saturday, I just cannot be silent anymore.
I just wanted to come out and confront them head on.
I like what I saw. This is democracy. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be protesting.
In Boston, an estimated 40,000 people showed up, counter-protesting a free speech event that included speakers with ties to extremist groups. Security was tight, no weapons allowed, roads blocked. But the rally broke up early, avoiding the violent confrontations seen in other parts of the country.
And that's what we were hoping for, an overwhelming crowd of peaceful people. Free speech, but not hate speech.
And I was glad to see that their crowd was very small.
Counter-protesters here in Boston only seen in some small scuffles with police. The debate over racism is raging in cities all across the country, many sparking as local governments remove statues honoring Confederate leaders from the Civil War. Early Saturday, Duke University joined that list, taking down a statue of Robert E. Lee, which had been vandalized just a few days ago. The university calling this a chance to learn and heal. Signs of change amidst deep national divisions. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Boston.
20 people gathered in Montana to protest the removal of a Confederate fountain at a park in Helena. City commissioners decided to take down the century-old fountain Wednesday night. Workers turned off its water supply and removed its brass top the next day. One woman was arrested after she refused to come out from behind temporary fencing erected around the fountain. She returned to the protest after being released from jail, and she says the fountain has no negative meaning.
It doesn't represent hate. It's a beautiful piece of art donated by little old ladies who collected pennies in milk jars and crocheted doilies to help citizens in this town. It was not given to the city, it was given to the citizens of the city.
Workers had removed the largest section of the fountain yesterday. City officials say it can be reassembled at another location once it is completely removed. Louisville, Kentucky is one of the latest cities to reconsider the future of public monuments. The city's mayor announcing a plan to evaluate any local art or monuments that could be seen as honoring racism, bigotry, or slavery. The city's Commission on Public Art will meet next month to identify works that could be offensive. Public comments will be allowed at the meeting. The city will then have more meetings for community input.
We are not there today. For anybody to suggest that racism doesn't occur today, obviously they have their eyes and ears closed. So we're embarking on a new phase in our history, I believe, in our city, to use this incident to make us an even more inclusive city, and one where people see and appreciate each other in a different way.
The mayor took part in a conference call with other mayors from around the country on Friday on ways to combat racism and bigotry. A noose was discovered hanging outside a church in Alabama this week. Carter Watkins tells us authorities are calling it a hate crime and are determined to track down the person who did it.
Well, it's not funny. You know, if that was their intent, it's certainly not. Personally, I'm treating it as somebody intended a threat. I mean, that's the only way I can take it.
Sheriff Rick Singleton is talking about a discovery made Wednesday night. As members of St. John Primitive Baptist Church were in Bible study, someone snuck up to the church and hung a noose on the front landing. They saw it as they were leaving.
This is a church that's been in this community for over 100 years. They're good Christian people that go to church out there, and they don't deserve this, and we're not going to tolerate it.
It's the first report of a hate crime like this in years. Sheriff Singleton says fingerprints were lifted from the pole leading up to the noose. The crime has also been reported to the FBI.
And this community is better than that. You know, all of us who live here in Lauderdale County and the Shoals area, we know this is not that kind of area, and we're not going to put up with people who want to engage in that kind of stuff.
The sheriff's office says they are keeping a close eye on rural churches like this to hopefully deter more acts of hate. Now, Sheriff Singleton says he's coming up with all the reward money that he can to bring whoever committed this hate crime to justice.
In Florida, 2 police officers were shot last night. Both of them are dead. It happened in Kissimmee. The police chief says one died from his injuries at the scene. The other died at the hospital today. Authorities say at least one suspect was taken into custody. The former Northwestern University professor and University of Oxford employee accused of fatal stabbing has been extradited back to Chicago. Authorities escorted Professor Wyndham Latham to a Chicago police station this morning. He and Andrew Warren are accused of fatally stabbing a 26-year-old at Latham's apartment late last month. A spokesperson for Chicago police say the victim was savagely murdered and they found a very gruesome crime scene inside the home. The two suspects peacefully turned themselves in more than 2 weeks ago in California. Warren was extradited to Chicago late Friday night. Police say the two are expected to appear in court as early as next week. The manhunt is intensifying for the suspected terrorist who drove a van down a crowded street in Barcelona, killing 13 people and hurting 120 more. ABC's Mickey Kay explains police are focusing on a Moroccan man who may have been radicalized a big terror cell.
Spanish police raided the home of an imam today with links to a mosque in Ripoll, about 60 miles north of Barcelona. A Spanish official speaking on the condition of anonymity pointed to the imam as the source of radicalization of the young men responsible for the Barcelona and Cambrils attacks that left 14 dead and over 120 injured. The imam, Abdelbaki Essati, was of Moroccan descent. I was sleeping, then I heard lots of people. I was frightened. I thought it was the mafia or something. And then I heard police, and then we calmed down. Police believe that Abdelbaki was killed in the powerful explosion at a house on Wednesday in Alcanar, southwest of Barcelona. All four pairs of brothers suspected of being involved in the terror cell were also of Moroccan descent and have either been killed or arrested by Spanish authorities, apart from one, Younes Abu Yaqub, the suspected driver of the last Ramblers van attack, his house raided by police, but he remains at large. 72 hours after the attacks, the Spanish king and queen visiting the injured in a Barcelona hospital also laid floral tributes. A procession of nearly 1,000 Barcelona taxicabs circling the Las Ramblas Boulevard, honking their horns and being applauded by onlookers. A question that will likely face further scrutiny is that Morocco is not on President Trump's visa ban list, while Spain will grapple with the big problem of homegrown jihad by its own residents. Mikey Kay, ABC News, Barcelona.
That attack in Spain is hitting close to home for a man who has been living in Jerome since he was 16 years old. He is the only member of his family who left the country decades ago to come to Idaho. He says the recent attack prompted a call to home.
You observe, and not much you can do, but you can make a phone call and see if all is okay.
Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we will give you his full reaction to all of these recent events. Still ahead at 5, severe weather affecting the start of the school year for some kids this week. And a live look over Pocatello. You can see traffic there moving along just fine. Will it stick around, and what's in store for your eclipse forecast? Aaron O'Shaughnessy has all the details when we come back.
Have a news story or a tip? Call us today.
Winger's Sticky Finger Family Value Pack to go. Oh boy, is it good. Take it home and feed the family. It's freaking amazing.
Got your OHV sticker. Where do your dollars go? Access. Education.
Okay, ready? Good.
Maintenance. Your OHV sticker works.
You know what I can really go for right now? A smoky burger.
We got a craving!
Here, try my Smoky Jack with hickory smoked bacon and smoked cheddar cheese on an artisan poppy seed bun.
This just came out of the screen!
You crave it, we serve it. Try my new Smoky Jack burger or chicken sandwich.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Advanced Home Services. How may I help you today?
I've been having some problem with my air conditioner.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What sort of problem?
Well, it's making a clangity clunk sound.
Oh, no worries. We can certainly take care of that for you. At Advanced Home Services, we speak your language.
Downed trees, shattered windows, fences knocked over, and hundreds without power. Strong storms in part of Kansas this past week caused serious damage, forcing at least one school district to cancel the first day of school. Brittany Thomason tells us people are still working to clean up the damage.
Steve Taylor stood on his back porch when he heard a loud bang.
I thought, what the hell was that? And I jumped up. I ran inside the laundry room there, and I heard this dripping noise.
He stepped inside only to see a tree limb pierced through his roof.
And I looked towards the kitchen. I saw that branch sticking through the ceiling.
Just down the street, more damage hit local businesses.
Glass was going by and about sucked me out.
Local shop owner Jim Gooch says the high winds knocked out windows at his store and tore down the awning.
That wind was violent. It was just, things were flying by just straight down the street.
Across town, tree limbs and debris fill streets and yards. One woman says her tree knocked down a power line, which pulled her entire electrical box off the side of her house.
Nothing like it. We had a tornado here about a year ago, but no, nothing like this.
Kind of freaky, but it is what it is. All you can do is say, thank God for insurance.
Tropical storm Harvey has formed about 250 miles east of Barbados. That's according to the National Hurricane Center. Harvey will move across the Windward Islands as it crosses into the Caribbean. A tropical storm warning is in place for Montanique, St. Lucios, Barbados, and St. Vincent and the Grenades. Harvey is expected to be a strong tropical storm or minimal hurricane as it approaches Central America early next week. Well, cleanup is now underway in my home state of Iowa after a tornado touched down near the northwest community of Melvin Friday night. And the National Weather Service confirms that a large and extremely dangerous tornado touched down. People who live in the area have been dealt with very large hail and strong winds, along with the severe storm that brought on the twister. It was the same storm that was reportedly responsible for overturning a semi-truck near Bigelow, Minnesota. From there, the tornado moved further south in northwest Iowa. There's no word yet on any injuries. A steamy day gave way to stormy weather in Berks County, Pennsylvania Friday. Heavy rain fell on the Reading area in the afternoon, leaving motorists stranded on flooded roads. Emergency dispatchers sent firefighters to several locations on reports of rain-flooded basements. There are no reports of any injuries so far. Thunderstorms hitting southeast of Orlando may have developed into a tornado last night. This footage was captured on cell phone. It shows what looks like a tornado touching down in a field near the town of Fellsmere. No word yet from the National Weather Service whether this was really a tornado. Stormy weather continues in much of Florida through the weekend and into next week. All right, the woman of the hour. Maybe the weekend. Erin O'Shaughnessy with our eclipse forecast. It better be good.
Yes, so the major issue for us is how much cloud cover is going to be rolling into our area. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at our Idaho Falls sky cam because it is going to get windy this afternoon. There is a red flag warning in effect until 9 p.m. and we're seeing winds around 19 miles per hour for Idaho Falls with a current temperature of 88 degrees. So it's warm, we're seeing low humidity, and it's going to get windy. So all of those factors are going to make it very easy for a fire to spread rapidly if there was a fire to start. Turning to our first Vipercast around 11 p.m. tonight, things are going to stay relatively clear. Going into Sunday, we're going to see some sunshine. We're going to see temperatures in those upper 70s and into the 80s. Now, Sunday night and into Monday morning is when things could change. We're going to see a weak trough moving through our region Sunday night and into Monday morning. Now, models aren't 100% sure as of right now the exact location and timing that is going to move out of our area on Monday, but that is going to bring high elevation cloud cover. Now, some models are showing that cloud cover in that trough could be a band from Wyoming through Blackfoot. Other than that, most areas are going to be nice and clear. There should not be an issue watching the eclipse. However, if we start to see wildfires, that is definitely going to play a factor into your visibility because with the smoke in the air, that is going to be certainly an issue. Now, going into Monday afternoon, it's going to be nice and clear, so if people are sticking around and enjoying beautiful Idaho in this area, should be nice clear skies. Going into Tuesday night, we're going to see a little bit of cloud cover because as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, there's going to be potential for some thunderstorm activity. Let's go and take a look at some of those lows for tonight and highs for tomorrow. For tonight, we're going to see a low of 56 for Malad City, Preston 54, Montpelier 46. Highs for tomorrow for the most part are going to stay in those upper 70s and mid to high 80s. So it's going to be warm tomorrow. Driggs is going to see a high of 80 tomorrow, Ashton 81, St. Anthony 83. Lows for tonight range anywhere for 37 for West Yellowstone to 43 for Jackson. Arcosville a high of 80, Mackey 80 as well, Salmon 81. Lows for tonight range for the most part with the exception of Stanley, which is going to see a low of 37 tonight. We're going to see those lows in those upper 40s and low 50s. We'll finish things up here in the Snake River Plain. Pocatello, Blackfoot, Idaho Falls, Rigby are all going to see temperatures in those mid to upper 80s, and then lows for tonight for the most part we're going to stay in those upper 40s and mid to high 50s. Now let's take a look at some of those 8-day forecasts so you can really see what is going to go on in your region. Starting in Idaho Falls, we're going to see a high of 80 tomorrow, a little bit of broken cloud cover. Now Monday, a little bit of broken cloud cover, but other than that, should be nice clear skies with a high of 83 degrees. Potential for some isolated thunderstorms on Wednesday and Thursday in Idaho Falls. Jackson's going to see a high of 81 on Sunday. Monday, just a little bit of broken cloud cover. Tuesday, nice clear skies. Potential for thunderstorm activity on Thursday with a high around 77. Lows for the most part going to stay in those lower to upper 40s. Salmon, nice clear skies for Monday for the eclipse with a high around 84. Tuesday, again, nice clear skies with a high of 89. And then next Saturday and Sunday, also temperatures in those upper 80s with clear skies. So lots of sunshine for salmon this week. Rexburg a high of 82 on Monday with a low around 49, 20% chance of thunderstorm activity on Thursdays. Temperatures in that lower 80s. Pocatello a high of 85 on Monday. A little bit of broken cloud cover Tuesday. Nice clear skies Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in those mid to upper 80s. Next Saturday and Sunday also clear skies. Blackfoot, again a little bit of broken cloud cover for Monday, Tuesday. We're going to see a high around 88 Thursday. Potential for some isolated thunderstorms, about 20%. Lows for the most part in those 50s. And then taking a look at a map of our region, not a whole lot going on. It's been not a whole lot of activity for today.
You better get those cloud graphics off your forecast for Monday, otherwise you're going to have 500,000 people at our front door.
It's looking good right now, and when those models release the next set of data, then we'll have a pretty good idea of just how clear it's going to be.
She's just the messenger. Just remember that.
Yes.
Just the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Please don't. All right. For those of you who are in town, the Great American Eclipse is less than 48 hours away, but we're not the only community getting ready. We're going to show you how some other counties and cities across the country are preparing for this once-in-a-lifetime event.
Skycam Network is sponsored by Jiffy Lube. Quick, convenient, and no appointment necessary. Half of the home sales in our market are by a Keller Williams Realty East Idaho agent. Contact Jim at jimwindmiller.com.
Long live the fearless. And long live the trucks with load-leveling suspension to shoulder the weight. You connect with an 8.4-inch touchscreen and the superior ride and handling to help you go above and beyond. Get a great deal on America's longest-lasting pickups during the Ram Summer Clearance event.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2017 Ram 1500 for $199 a month.
Stay informed with Local News 8.
They are celebrating the end of improvements on the intersection of 17th and Hit Road.
The biggest thing today, we're getting wind and we're getting some thunderstorms.
Fire was contained and controlled. We are now considered at a high risk for fire.
Team coverage of the news that matters to you.
Joining us live in Pocatello.
Yeah, the whole garage up until about the point where I'm standing here was just completely full of debris.
Second degree burns from this plastic slide.
Local News 8 at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. Local people, local news. Know exactly what is happening with the weather. A forecast built with you in mind. The Local News 8 First Alert app is here to help you. Download it today.
Moving now into West Jefferson County, also a good band moving.
A state disaster declaration is already in effect.
This is a local forecast done by the people who know your weather best.
Trust the First Alert weather team. We track the beautiful weather and those scattered thunderstorms.
The First Alert app, sponsored in part by Premier Dental Care.
Mondays.
Hey girl, do you smell that?
They're back with new guests and new episodes.
Worst things to say on a date.
Wow, you could eat.
Whose line is it anyway? Mondays at 9, 8 central on the CW.
Digital 8.3, Channel 19 on Cable 1, Channel 16 in Jackson, Wyoming, and Channel 9 on DirecTV.
Metal Sky.
Haz lo que se te pegue tu regalada gana.
Mariposa de Barrio, lunes a viernes a las 8:07 Centro por Telemundo.
In your Eclipse 2017 watch this evening, the countdown to the eclipse at all the states in the direct path of the big event are bracing for a lot of company. Some roads across the country are log-jammed with people wanting to view the totality. We're going to get it right here in our area, but ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Charleston, South Carolina with more on all things eclipse.
Small towns and cities across America are bracing for millions of eclipse hunters.
I've been waiting for it for about 5 years.
All desperate for a glimpse of totality.
Came 1,700 miles to see it go dark in the middle of the day.
The lines of traffic are already hours long in Pineville, Oregon. The state's expected to see 1 million visitors.
This is all heading into Pineville.
At the Snake River Campground in Idaho, this couple's been camped out since Wednesday just to make sure they got the best view.
We're real excited about it.
Nebraska's expecting 500,000 people to visit for the big event, and they're flying in from all over.
We drove for 6 hours to get to Anchorage, flew to Seattle, spent the night in Seattle, and then flew down here.
The Carolinas, they're all booked up.
Our hotels and Airbnbs, everybody is at capacity.
And in the eclipse's last stop here in the U.S. What's the hype been like in Charleston for the eclipse?
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge. Susan Pearlstein and Kathy Cackley are on a mission to transform the Bent, an outdoor space in North Charleston, into the place to be on the big day. Right now, this field is completely empty, but come Monday, thousands of people will all be here for the solar eclipse. Many of them local kids who have been studying up on eclipse science and safety.
Isn't it so cool? So many times we all gather together, whether it's a grief, but this is just like fun and historic and educational. And yeah, you're right. We do share it with Oregon and Idaho and Columbia even.
Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Charleston, South Carolina.
Babies, babies, babies. Do you like cute and adorable animals? Do you want an experience the whole family will enjoy? Then the Idaho Falls Zoo at Tothmas Park has some new additions you have to see. Meet the adorable new lion cub. Plus see other zoo babies, the sloth bear and camel. And new this year, check out the portable exploration stations with interactive educators and displays. Visit Idaho Falls Zoo at Tothmas Park to see the new babies.
If you're planning a party, let Wingers cater it for you. With our amazing wings, sticky fingers, salads, and more. And of course, everything is made fresh to order. So call your favorite Wingers today, and let's party.
Show you survived the Great American Eclipse with Eclipse t-shirts. Every time you put it on, you'll remember this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Go to localnews8.com today and order t-shirts for the whole family.
All right, welcome back. So for Monday, for Idaho Falls, a little bit of broken cloud cover on Monday. Other than that, we're going to see a weak trough moving through the region, which is going to bring some high elevation cloud cover. We'll have some more information on that later tonight.
Erin's going to go call Mother Nature, see if she can get those clouds to move out for Monday, and we'll update you at 6. We'll see you then.
Hey, you're that lady from TV. Boy, I could use some magic.
Oh, I would be happy to grant you one wish if that would help.
One? What happened to 3?
I am semi-retired.
Oh, okay. Well, I lost my savings trying to pay the taxes on a sweepstakes I won. Turned out to be a scam. Can you get my money back?
I am so sorry. You know, I can swing a wish now and then, but miracles, they're out of my league.
At K-12, we believe that every child is uniquely brilliant.
The quality of education that we have at K-12, it's top-notch, and the kids want to learn more.
My teacher is amazing. I love her.
I get online learning, offline learning, and hands-on learning.
Join the growing community of K-12 families who have succeeded with an individually tailored, tuition-free online public school education. Call now or visit K12.com to learn more. Tuition-free for K-12 students in Idaho.
The future is now, with the next generation of internet speed. Giga One from Cable One. With up to 1,000 megabits per second, now there's almost no limit to what you can do and how fast you can do it. So create now. Connect now with unsurpassed speed that lets you be you. Why wait for tomorrow? Giga One from Cable One. The future is now. What you waiting for?
Tonight, breaking news, a massive counter-protest. At least 40,000 swarming the streets of Boston, outnumbering a free speech rally featuring some white nationalists, the clashes with police, plus the conflicting tweets sent out by the president. Also breaking tonight, a violent night for police in America. At least 6 shot in several cities. What we've just learned about the condition of one of those officers. Bannon unleashed, the newly ousted chief strategist to the president, vowing to wage war on anyone who stands in Trump's way, but telling one publication the Trump presidency, quote, we fought for and won, is over. The international manhunt. Tonight, authorities searching for the driver of that van that plowed into a Barcelona plaza. Now, a look inside the home of one suspected terrorist. And